In this video, I'll reveal all my passive income from share dividends and premium bond prizes for the month of August. If you stay to the end, I'll discuss everything I've been buying and selling this month. For the last 15 years, I've been investing in a range of UK shares and more recently a selection of exchange-traded funds. Each month I drip feed spare money into the stock market. Not only is my capital growing, but my monthly passive income is now large enough to cover all my essential bills if I needed them to. But this didn't happen overnight, and it takes time for compounding to work its magic. In the August of 2009, the year I started, I didn't receive any dividends at all, and the following August was just the same. Then in 2011 I received £100 from National Grid, and in the August of 2012 this jumped to £275 with payments from National Grid and Vodafone. I didn't spend the dividends, of course, I simply reinvested them back into the stock market, which generated even more dividends. In this way, the snowball starts to grow and feed on itself. Let's return to August of 2024 to see where we are today. This is not investment advice, I'm simply showing you my own journey. On the 2nd of August, I received some cash from Tate & Lyle. This company is a global supplier of food and beverage products. The shares are more or less unchanged this year. The dividend yield is just under 3% a year, spread over 2 payments. After many years of steady dividend growth, the last couple of years have been a bit disappointing. I've no immediate plans to sell Tate & Lyle, but I certainly won't be adding any more shares for the foreseeable future. This month, Tate & Lyle paid out a total of £125. If you want to see how much I hold in each company mentioned, then I've listed the totals in the video description. On the 18th, I received some money from British American Tobacco. Not only is this company the 8th largest in the UK, but it is the biggest tobacco company in the world based on net sales. The shares have had a tremendous year so far, up an impressive 20%. There are 4 dividend payments a year and the annual yield is a huge 8.5%. You can see here the dividend growth shows a long-term upward trend. This month, British American Tobacco paid out a total of £225. On the 30th, it was the turn of Greencoat Wind Energy to reward its shareholders. Greencoat invests in UK wind farms and is a member of the FTSE 250 index. Today, oil is still the fuel of choice. However, there's been a rise in anti-fossil fuel sentiment as the world looks to generate cleaner energy. In terms of share price growth, Greencoat has not had the best year so far, down 4.4%. But it does appear attractive from an income perspective, with a very impressive yield of 7.4% spread over 4 payments. And what's more, these payments have been growing. Could something very interesting be about to happen in the wind energy industry? The Labour government has recently given the green light to more onshore wind farm construction. This could offer Greencoat the chance to broaden in presence, increase output and boost profits. This month, Greencoat Wind paid out a dividend of £185. On the subject of energy, the UK's energy regulator Ofgem has recently announced a price cap for gas and electricity is increasing, and this will come into effect in October 2024, where the average energy bill in the UK will increase by £149, from its current level of £1,568 to £1,717. This will make the hunt for cheaper energy deals more important than ever. I've been with Octopus Energy now for over 3 years, and if you switch to this low-cost energy provider, we will both get £50 of credit. You can sign up using the link in the video description. On the 1st of August, it was the turn of United Utilities to pay out. It is the UK's largest listed water company, serving more than 7 million people. The shares are currently down 4.4% this year. There is a yield of 5% spread over 2 payments. Dividends appear to be steadily growing, which is a very good sign. Whatever the state of the economy, people still need water. This month, United Utilities paid out a total of £250. And now for the premium bond draw. I only use these for my emergency fund, which I keep out of the stock market on purpose. The yield is around 4.4%. There is one draw a month, you have easy access to your money, and there is a chance to win $1 million each month. All winnings are tax-free. First, the big winners for July and August. I quoted the wrong figures for July last time, so here is the correction. The first £1 million winner was from Hertfordshire and had the maximum allowed holding of 50k. And the second lucky winner was from Cumbria, who also had the maximum holding. Now you might be thinking that without holding the maximum you don't stand a chance of winning big, but this is not the case, as in August the first winner, based in Outer London, won the big one with only 24,000 in bonds. And the second lucky winner this month was based in Devon with a holding of 30,000. No £1 million win for me this month, and in July I didn't win a thing, but this August I did manage to win a total of £100. The bar on the left shows how much I would expect to win from premium bonds so far this year with average luck and the full amount invested. The bar on the right shows what I've actually won in the first 8 months of the year. I'm way behind at the moment, and it will be interesting to see if I can close the gap before the end of the year. And now for the overall passive income summary. The green bars on this graph show my passive income for the first 8 months of last year, and the blue bars are for this year. The total passive income this August is £885. You can see last year's total for August was so much higher, and there are a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, companies don't always pay out in the same months each year. Last year I received some huge dividends from Unilever and National Grid, but they didn't pay out in August this year. I also had a very decent premium bond win of £775 last August. As you can see, dividends vary considerably from month to month, but over the years this is how my average dividends have increased. The fall in 2020 was a result of the pandemic, where many companies cut their dividends, but the payments bounced back fairly quickly. At the time of this video, I'm receiving an average of £1,370 a month, and this doesn't include premium bond prizes. This is purely dividends, and because I make good use of a stocks and shares ISA, all my dividends are tax-free. By the way, Trading 212 will give you a free share worth up to £100 if you want to start generating your own dividends. I put a link in the video description. I'll shortly be revealing everything I've been buying this month, but first a quick look at the FTSE 100 ex-dividend dates for the month ahead. A total of 11 FTSE 100 companies go ex-div in September. If you own the shares before the ex-dividend date, then you are entitled to the dividend, which will be paid to you on the payment date. As an example, I own shares in Aviva, which goes ex-div on the 5th of September. I'll be entitled to 11.9 pence for every share held, and this will be paid to me on the 17th of October. And here are all the payment dates for September. An incredible 37 of them. I'll be receiving dividends from all the companies highlighted here, as well as all of my exchange-traded funds. September is usually the best month for dividends, and I could break my all-time dividend record. Why not subscribe to see that video as soon as it's released? And now for the highest yields. With very high yields, there is more risk of a dividend cut, and if this happens, the price tends to fall as investors become worried. This has recently happened to Vodafone with a forward yield now of 5%. Burberry, which has lost its dividend completely, and Rio Tinto has also experienced a dividend reduction. The average yield of the FTSE 100 is around 3.5%. The current yield on my own portfolio is 3.3%, and my yield on the actual amount I've put into the platform since the start is 6.1%. As well as dividends, I also get capital growth, and I do a complete portfolio reveal every quarter, so look out for that one. I'll leave a link above if you want to check out the latest one. I'm now going to reveal what I've been buying in August, and I'd really appreciate a quick tap of that like button as it really helps out the channel. Firstly, I've bought more shares in Rio Tinto. The company is having a bit of a rough time lately, down 19% this year. Mining is a cyclical sector, and I'm sure it will bounce back. It has a decent yield, and I've owned it for several years, so I've used some dividend money to buy a few more shares. I've also continued to pile into VEVE. This exchange-traded fund is a real favourite of mine at the moment. You get exposure to over 2,000 companies from the developed world. There is a small dividend of 1.6% and the ongoing charge is 0.12%. As you might expect, US companies make up a very large proportion of this ETF with almost 65%, and the technology sector makes up over a quarter of it. Here are the largest companies you would have exposure to. The total return over the last 5 years is 69.4%. ETFs were not mainstream when I first started this portfolio, but I've really been getting into them over the last few years. To find out more about them and which ones might be right for you, then click this video here.